How you going, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of episode 14 of Factorio Space Age. So I've been traveling to the Shattered Planet. I have done a huge mistakes that you're supposed to avoid when you go to the Shattered Planet. I will share those mistakes with you so you don't actually do it. Now, I traveled around 1 million kilometers distance to the Shattered Planet, but then I had to turn back. The first mistake I have done is the energy. So when I started, I had like around 2000 of a fusion cell. Up to the 1 million, I ended up with 500 or 600. So I had to turn back, reach Quello back with 50 only. That is the first mistake I've done. I didn't stack up enough of fusion cells. So this time I'm expecting at least 20 or 30,000 before I go. Now, the other part is when you build your spaceship, you need to consider whether you want to do it vertically or horizontally. Obviously, if you have more surface, you will use more ammo, which means you will need a lot more energy. Everything here, like all the ammo, is easy to make on the space. The issue is the energy wise, because it will use a lot of energy, and because no solar there, you will not be able to generate that energy. That is the main issue I have faced. Now, probably if you do it like that way, not facing. So if you have a look, I have deleted all of that. All of that was built that way. So I will make it that way. Probably facing a lot of asteroids. It's not the best idea. You don't need that much of resources. Probably I will extend it a little bit to toward the back if I run out of space. Usually asteroids will hit from this side, but not as often as in here. So that wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, if you have a look, I have done some higher tier of turrets. So that's 4. So everything I've done, those turrets, I've done them in the actual ship. It is simple. You can do the same as well. You can start with a tier 1 if you need, but then you can use the recycler with a higher tier to recycle the basic resources. Then you can actually do them on the ship. All the items that you will need for evil laser, which I doubt that you can use pretty much. Like you can use a little bit of the laser, just because it will use a lot of energy, and you don't want that on the spaceship. Now, with the armor wise as well, I have done, so you can see all of those, the assembling machines, I've created them on the actual ship, tier 2, just trying to find out whether I can survive to get to the Shattered Planet. Now, third mistakes, space wise, I ran out of space. I tried to use the converter build to hold those. So basically, if you have a look here, it actually takes 1 space each chunk. So you can use the converter build to store those. Also, try to have a decent space before you go. So when I started, I had like around that much of space. They were mixed between tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, or even some tier 1. But now I am using that much, and I am planning to do at least tier 4 to start with, Then I will, when I'm going there, I'll make my way to change everything to tier 5. And also I will be using convertible as well to store those chunks, the asteroid chunks. Mainly you will need on the ship as well. That's something that you cannot loot from the space. So basically you can have a lot of ammo as well to store it there, but that's all the ammo I have done in the actual ship itself. So what I would suggest to check with you, any resources that you cannot actually make on the ship, such any of those, that will be amazing to bring. Anything that's really hard, yes. Storage wise, make sure you have a lot of storage tanks so you can actually do some storage. So at the moment I went back, I am on the original planet redoing my spaceship. Then I will be making another video to go to the Shutter planet with a better lays, with better ammo generation, energy wise, like everything will be really good for the energy, so I can make it. And in the same time I will try to calculate the ammo consumption based on the speed, and I will be sharing some recipes with you as well. So in the next video I will try to finalize everything so I can share it with you. Now while I was doing this, so my Glipper planet got doomed, everything got destroyed, so I had to go back and rebuild everything. Then I have recontrolled everything back again. Again, it's not finalized yet because they have destroyed like pretty much everything, and that was the reason. So the energy ran out, so I will need to work out on sustained way of energy. So I have used the burners for a bit, but then it's not guaranteed. Sometimes you run out of the energy or something happened, then it will turn it into a big situation. So if you have a look here, like I have like around 300 megawatts. I tried with the solar panels, they're not the best. Like they may a little bit help, like 10%, but not even like, I don't know if it's worth, and they take a lot of space, and that's all of that tier 1. So I don't know if it's gonna change a lot when I change it to tier 5. But I doubt it. So I will probably set a really good line to move those uranium cells into Glipper. That's it, done. That's probably the easiest way. Also, I've been working on the actual stacker itself. So in here in a Glipper, I found out really needed in the spaceship. So I can show you here. So I've been doing those. You would need them. You will definitely need them here because you don't have much of a space. Using the stacker itself will be generating a lot of space on the converter build itself. So if you haven't actually got to that stage, try to research it and try to do some of those. You can always interrupt a converter build, and with that you can actually, I'll show you, you can actually place them in the middle of the converter build just to stack it up. And be aware, if you are doing it that way, don't use it on an item that can be spoiled, just because So then it will stack it. Just because it will mess it up. It will need to get everything is full before it's actually placing it, and that is an issue when something need to go urgently. So you can use it on the spaceship with some stuff that doesn't go spoiled. Yes, that would be awesome. But if something spoiled, no. When it's grabbed something spoiled, you're done. Then it will wait until everything to be spoiled so it can keep grabbing, and you don't want that to happen. Now, please subscribe in the channel if you haven't. Expect to visit the Shatter Planet in the next episode. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next episode. Merry Christmas, everyone.